Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 23 says this. It says, a man has a joy in an apt answer, and how delightful is a timely word. So a man has joy in an apt answer. So when you look at that, when you're out there in the world, maybe you're wondering about something, maybe you're confused about something, maybe you're seeking direction, maybe you're seeking advice, maybe it's something in life you're trying to make a decision over and you don't really know what to do about it. And then somebody comes and they give you some wise counsel, and when they give you some wise counsel, they give you a wise word. And maybe they don't even know that they're doing it. Maybe they're just speaking to you about something totally different. But you know, God uses that and it penetrates your heart. And as it penetrates your heart, you say, you know, that's the answer I was seeking for. That's the word that I was seeking for. That's exactly what I needed to know at this particular point in transition within my life. God gave to me that word, and it brings great joy to you. Brings great joy to your life, brings great joy to your heart. It says how delightful is a timely word. Well, that was a timely word, and it hit the nail on the head, and it was right on time, and God spoke that word to me. And you know, how many times have you been there in life, and that timely word came to be? Well, friends, if you're going to hear a timely word, and that word that speaks to your heart, and that word that points you in the direction that you need to be going, and then guess what? You need to surround yourself with men and women of God. Because men and women of God are going to be the ones that are going to give you that godly counsel and give you that right word at that right time, that timely word, that direction, that advice, that counsel that you have been seeking. And even though they may not even know it at the time, God uses them as a vessel to speak to your heart. And so what you need is those godly men and women in your life. So you need to put yourself in front of those godly men and those godly women that will invest in you and that will speak to you. Maybe it's not always the pastor. Maybe you are hearing a sermon, and during the sermon you hear the word that you need to hear, and it touches your heart. Maybe it's not always the Sunday school teacher. Maybe you are in Sunday school, or you're in a Bible study somewhere, and God uses that, and it speaks to your heart, and you hear that timely word, and it just brings great joy to you because you know that's the advice that you were seeking, and God used that. Maybe it was in those situations, or maybe it was just somebody that just gave you a brief greeting and a brief hello and just spoke to you about something, and they didn't realize this was the answers that you were seeking for, but God spoke to their heart to speak to your heart, and therefore now you've got that timely word. But it's because you put yourself in the presence of godly people. You know, I know we live in a day and age where we're supposed to be social distancing and we're supposed to be keeping ourselves separated. And, you know, there's a fear amongst people that I can't go to church, can't be around people. But friends, I want you to understand, you're in greater risk and you're in greater danger. It doesn't mean we don't need to be wise in church. It doesn't mean that we don't need to be wise when we get around other people. Of course, we need to use wisdom. But you're putting yourself in greater danger when you're separating yourself from people, especially godly people that can speak to you a wise word. You're robbing yourself of the joy that you could have and the delight that you could have of that timely word. Seek God. Seek His ways. Seek His will. But if you're confused about it, put yourself around godly people and let those godly people invest in you.